Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and today we are continuing the 100 Dragon Challenge. So today we're completing the two-part mini-series of the Moon and Sun Dragon combo, and we're jumping in to the Sun Dragon drawing today. I thought about putting a different drawing in between these two, because a lot of the times when I do the mini-series within the Dragon series, I try to stagger them a bit. You know, for example, the Zodiac Dragon, I've been trying to pad out the different Zodiac dragons in between each other, basically. And I think I did it for like the King and Queen Dragon too, if I remember correctly. I can't remember for sure, but I try to pad them out here and there. But I was pretty excited to get into the Sun Dragon. I just already had an idea of where I wanted to go with this, and just kind of the design that I wanted to do. So at least in terms of the inspiration for these initial sketches, I mentioned it in the last episode, and I even looked up the name, and I'm already spacing on it. But I was thinking about, in Greek mythology, the chariot rider that basically brings in the sun every day. I was just thinking about it'd be really cool to have like a feathered Pegasus feel to this in a way. I don't know if he actually had Pegasus like horses for his chariot, but at least that's where my brain went. I thought that'd be really cool. And then I felt this one also had almost like a Quetzalcoatl vibe to it in a way. I don't know why, but a lot of feathered dragons really give me the Quetzalcoatl feel. And I just was really digging the look and idea of that one. So that's kind of where my inspiration came from, and I really enjoyed making a bigger, fluffier, feathery dragon idea, and so it was time to jump in and do the final sketch for the main piece. And with this, like I said, I wanted it to be a sister piece to the Moon Dragon. I wanted them to be able to face each other and have the prince like look at each other in a way, in case either of the pieces were next to each other. I said prints, I mean the final pieces. And if I do make these prints, it'd be cool to have them facing each other. But either way, this final drawing, I wanted them both to kind of be facing each other. So you could have the Sun Dragon looking off to the right holding the sun, and then the Moon Dragon looking to the left at the Sun Dragon holding the moon. I thought that'd be really fun to tie the pieces together in such a way. And so with that in mind, I was laying out how I wanted this dragon to be holding the sun, but also giving it an opportunity to show some details, because this one, it has the bigger wings compared to the Moon Dragon, which didn't have any wings. So I had to kind of plan around how much closer or further it was to the left and right of the piece, and yeah, just kind of figure out where to place this guy. And then after the sketch was done, it was time to jump in and do the line art. And I really enjoyed doing the line art for this guy. I actually started doing the 100 Dragon Challenge on Twitch now. I thought it would be really fun to actually do these live now that I have a better traditional setup for Twitch. So if you guys want to stop by and hang out, I do the 100 Dragon Challenges now. I am also doing Patreon sketch postcards live. And I do a lot of my digital art as well, but I've been trying to do a mix of traditional and digital art on Twitch. So if you guys want to stop by and hang out live while I work on drawings, or even like kind of pitch in with ideas for these things, I would love to see you guys there. I do Monster Mashins and a ton of other things there, and now we're trying to do a monthly community game night. So if you guys want to hang out, come by the Twitch or stop by the Discord, join our little community and hang out with us. We all have a pretty good time, and I really recommend coming and hanging out with the Twitch community. It's been a blast. But yeah, so I was doing, I think when I started this on Twitch, I think it was when I was more towards the coloring. God, I don't even remember. I think it must have been either the coloring or end of this line art phase. I'm trying to remember when I started streaming. But it was really fun to just hang out and chat with you guys while I just chugged away on creating this. I think, as I always say, like, the line art is usually my favorite part. I just really find it soothing and satisfying. It's kind of like, not like full ASMR for me, but it for sure is close with that. Just like when I can hit a really good line it just feels so good. Because sometimes, you mess up a line when you're dragging the pen across the page, and then that sucks. But man, when you get the good line, it's great. I don't know where I'm going with this voiceover, but anyway, finished up the line work, kind of cleaning up a little bit more of the pencil sketching. I try to get it all the first time around, but sometimes, you get some sketches hiding here and there. And then I wanted to make sure to add some line depth. I wanted to show that the wing was closer to the viewer and different aspects of the body were a little bit closer to the viewer, and add just basically some nice dimension to this piece. So now with the line art done, it was time to jump into some colors. And at first I was thinking about coloring this guy in. I had like a different plan in mind when I started this. I was thinking about making him more of a solid overall color. You'll see what I mean when I actually start coloring. But I was sitting and thinking while drafting out the colors, I'm like, but it would be really cool if it was very similar to the moon dragon. So if you guys didn't see last week's moon dragon, basically the dragon, I would say, was almost primarily white, and then the shading, so to say, was the color that the dragon actually was. So it's really showing the main highlights, and then most of the dragon, like it's hard to explain. It's just like there is bigger chunks of white, and then where the shadows start hitting the creature is where you start seeing the actual skin tone of the dragon. So I wanted to do the same thing with this, because at first I was like, oh, I'll just make him a really cool yellow, like all yellow with like orangey reddish feathers. But then I was like, but it'd be really cool to have those more white aspects, especially since he's like holding almost like a sun type of thing. It just would be a very bright ball of light. So I was like, let's do a mostly like whitish color and then add in the yellows like I did with the purples and blues for the moon dragon. And that ended up working really well. I thought the coloring for this worked out like lovely. I just had a lot of fun doing that, and it honestly worked out because one of my yellows started to fade a little bit. I'm starting to notice there's quite a few colors that are starting to die within my library of Copics. And it's been harder to get some of those colors. They just have been either discontinuing them or they don't make refills, so I have to buy like a new one. It's the constant struggle of using traditional media. Like with using digital tablets and things, I mean, yeah, your computer could potentially like run out of hard drive space, or like I did last year, was that last year? No, it was earlier this year. Was it? No, it was last year, where I cracked my tablet. God, time is a weird enigma now. But where I cracked my tablet, then yeah, I couldn't draw. But traditional work, you eventually run out of the medium. You'll just eventually like run it dry. And that's kind of what I've been discovering with the markers, just slowly putting them aside when they run dry so then I know to refill them later on. But yeah, basically after kind of establishing what colors I wanted to go with, I really got stuck into it and just started filling in this guy all over. And I just love how he starts turning out. So with this piece, I primarily focused on the dragon's coloring first. I honestly was kind of intimidated by the idea of coloring the sun. The moon, it was a little bit, I guess you could say a little bit easier for me to color because I could pick up a picture of the moon and be like, all right, I can see this crater is like this darker gray, and then it fades into a slightly lighter gray, and then over here is another gray. You know, it's like, it was a little bit more straightforward to color the moon, but then the sun, I'm like, well, I don't want it to look like a sun that, you know, I guess younger me would have drawn like circle with little yellow squigglies coming out of it. You know, I'm like, I need to make it actually look like a big ball of mass and like a big sun type of thing. And I just was struggling with the idea in my brain of how to do it. So I very heavily primarily focused on the dragon first. I know, like, I tend to jump around a piece when I'm coloring, but at the same time, I stick to a certain pattern. Like, I'll start, you know, towards the head, move my way down the neck and around the body. But a lot of the times I just get stuck into very particular areas for longer times. But this one, I 100% was avoiding the sun the whole time. Like, with my normal workflow, I would have done it after I finished the arm. But I was like, nope, I don't want to do the sun yet, because I was just very intimidated to do it. Because it's like, it's hard to capture the sun. It's just a big, like, mass of multi-colors. Like, it's got like yellows and oranges and reds. And I'm like, I don't really know how to make this look both natural and not forced. You know, like, I don't know. It was hard to wrap my brain around how to make it look like the sun without making it look like either too wavy or too blotchy or not enough waviness to it. It's just weird. There's certain things that I color still that don't really, well, not, God, I don't know where I'm going with this, but like there's certain things I color where I just don't really know where I'm going to go with it until I do it, and then I figure out if I liked it or not. So with this one, I left the center of the sun white, and then I slowly built the colors from my lightest yellows all the way to the darker yellows, to the oranges, and then to the reds. And I think that ended up working really well for me because I was just trying to wrap my brain around how to do this, and I think that worked the best for me. And I think it still looks at least similar to the sun. Like, if you looked at it, I feel you could tell it was the sun. It's not like a perfect depiction, but I think it worked out. So now I'm in the last little bit of the final detailing, like the last little bit of the wings, adding in the highlights and just really making this thing pop with some more white highlights. Oh, and then fun fact, I made the eyes blue to be the opposite of the moon dragon. So the moon dragon, I think, had like orangey red eyes, and I was like, oh, cool. So this one has like the one hot color, and then this one has the one cool color, and I really like it. I do think this turned out really good. I was really happy with it overall. And yeah, I just had a blast coloring this. But let's go ahead and look at your guys' moon dragons from last week. So first off, Happy Boba. I really liked this one. The glowing effect that you added to all the blues was really fun, and I thought this was a really cool design. And then Dan Drake Artista, there we go, I almost butchered your username. This made me smile so much. Wallace and Gromit was one of my favorite childhood movies that I'd watch with my dad, so thank you for featuring them. It was adorable. But yes, all of you did amazing. Some of you made like these really cute, big, chubby moon dragons, and some of you made them more elegant. All of them were like super cool. So if you guys want to participate in this week's Sun Dragon, make sure to post your entry under the hashtag KM100Dragons on either Twitter or Instagram, or you can join our Discord. We got a little server there or chat room or channel. It's called channel. We got a channel there where you can post your dragon images and share it directly with the community there as well. But either way, thank you guys again so much for stopping by and checking out this video. I hope you're enjoying the 100 Dragon Challenge. I'm wanting to get through it. We're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna reach 100 dragons. We're gonna do it. So I will see you guys next week for another video, and then in 2 weeks for another dragon video. See you guys later. Bye, everybody.